I say, God, dog is early. YouTube! Man, why this boy coming on this channel with all this goddamn energy? It's too early for that. If it's your first time rocking with the boy, I be the KING-SPR-33. That be me, King Spree. And you locked in with the realest, they tell me. Let's get right to it. Tory Lanez. Tory, my nigga, I hate it had to be him. Tory Lanez got sentenced yesterday. Like the video, subscribe to the kingdom, join the royal family on the road to 200. Tory Lanez got sentenced yesterday, 10 years. He's expected to do 85% of that time. I think he's gonna get time, well, not I think, he's gonna get time served, so he'll probably end up doing 7 altogether. I'm not a lawyer, but just based on the math. Now, I don't know Tory, and I'm not just advocating for men in general, even though I am. But what this tells you is that, number one, based on the evidence that was provided, and I did follow the case closely, and I did watch a bunch of YouTube channels that broke things down, from lawyers breaking it down to people just commentating on it. And based on the information that was provided, they could not prove that it was him. They couldn't. Matter of fact, the evidence pointed to the contrary. But he still got found guilty on all charges, because in the world we live in today, if a woman says something happened, it basically just happened, and there's no way around it. And if you are to get proven not guilty, nothing will happen to the woman. This is not speculation. This is not conjecture. This is a fact. Do the research, look at different cases. If a woman accuses you of anything and you get proven to be not guilty, nothing will happen to her. Now, for the guys that are out there shooting women, raping women, beating women, then yeah, you gotta get what comes to you. But it just sucks that people can use that as a blanket scenario, and they can accuse you of that. Your reputation is tarnished, and you could be proven not guilty. That didn't happen, i.e. Jonathan Majors, and what's going on there. We're not hearing enough about that, and then all of a sudden you're tarnished for life, if not going to jail. But okay, no problem, I digress. But what this lesson can tell you is this. So let's just go back to the original thing that happened. Tory's at a party. He's at a party with a chick that he likes and he's dealing with, which is Meg, allegedly. And he's at the house of another girl that he kind of trying to flirt with, Kylie, having a great time. And he's there with another girl he's also dealing with secretly, which is Meg's friend. Now, as a young man, I can't blame him. You a young man, you got money, you're a celebrity, you're dealing with some girls that are considered some of the baddest girls in the game. I'm sure he's having a good time. You got drinks involved, you might have some other substances involved. The main substance is lust. You're having a good time. You can't blame him that. I mean, any dude that has lived this life long enough knows that it's a great time when you have some options and you have a great night. And you're the man, or at least you think you're the man in that scenario. But what this goes to say is this: there's been many of rumors that Meg the Stallion, whatever her name is, and I'm doing that on purpose, gets wild when she drinks, gets blackout when she drinks, gets aggressive when she drinks, right? And I know y'all call that being strong and independent, but in actuality it's being immature, and it's wrong. And Tory's a small dude. I could see a world where Meg was beating up on this dude. That doesn't mean you should shoot her. I don't know if he did or didn't. But based on the evidence, he didn't. Or you couldn't prove that he did. What I am saying is this. This goes to a bigger lesson. Men, gentlemen. You gotta get better at dealing with women. Now, I know everybody thinks they can fight. Everybody thinks they can dress well. Everybody thinks they're good with money, and everybody thinks they good with women. Everybody kind of thinks that's just a man thing. It's kind of taboo to speak about. But a lot of y'all are not good with women. And being good with women don't mean that you're just smashing a bunch of them, though that is an indicator as well. Being good with women is when you meet a girl and you're establishing the relationship with a woman. Did you and have you set the precedent for how the relationship's gonna go? But more importantly, have you set the precedent for who you are in the relationship? What is your role as the masculine energy in the relationship? Now, for the girls that have probably clicked off by now, and then the few guys that don't agree with this that clicked off, oh, he's doing that Kevin Samuels thing. He's doing the Andrew Tate thing. I don't want to hear. I'm tired of hearing about what men do in the masculinity. Bruh, the lack thereof is exactly why situations like this happen. When you allow women to kind of do what they want to do when they want to do it, and you don't draw a line. Now, the line doesn't mean you hit them. No, you should never do that. The line is you step away. The line is I will no longer deal with this. The line is, my love, I'm having a great time with you. I really enjoy your company, and I'm having a good time getting to know with you and build with you. But I'm never dealing with somebody that's going to act erratic. In this case, I'm Tory Lanez. Like, I know you're a big personality too, but I'll just go get another girl. I don't have to deal with this. When you set that line, bro, they either got two choices. Either they leave, which is fine, because if they leave and you don't need them in your life. Now, these girls are for everybody, bro. You hear me? Like, these girls are for everybody, beloved. You don't need to have the individual. All these girls are the same. The individual is irrelevant. Now, I got a girlfriend. I love my girlfriend. The life is better with my girlfriend. But that don't mean that if something was to go wrong and this girl's disrespecting me on a consistent basis, that they ain't gone. And she knows that. I don't gotta hide that shit. That's a real thing. You're not gonna be in a situation with me where I'm allowing disrespect consistently and I just nod my head like a silent partner. No. And when you don't establish that early, this happens. They feel like there's no consequence for doing whatever they gotta do. Man, if Tory had established that presence early, my bad, I'm at the bank. I got to get this quick, $11. If Tory had established that early, he would have been in a situation where she respected him too much to ever wild out on him. She respected him too much to ever be in a situation where she would put him in a negative light. Now, this is assuming he didn't actually shoot her. If he did actually shoot her, then he should go to jail. I mean, you can't shoot people. But based on the evidence presented, he didn't. You cannot prove that he did. Matter of fact, it proves that somebody else did. So as a result, if that's the case, she would have respected him too much to keep going with this facade. Is it facade? No, facade, right? One of those words. But because the respect level was so low, she don't feel any consequence for doing that. And that's the problem that a lot of people are having when they see Tory go away for 10 years. If Tory Lanez, a celebrity, can get booked for 10 years, what you think will happen to you? Now, I know Jamie just had a comment that was similar to that. He had apologized because it was seen as anti-Semitic, but I digress. So what y'all think? I mean, I don't really think it's an opinion. I think it's kind of a fact. Like, you got to establish this early. And for the ones that think, oh, you gotta be sweet with the women. You gotta be sweet, bruh. There's a difference between being sweet and being a sucker. And it's been established for too long. The new age women under the age of 40, women, especially women that are I don't know what's Gen Z. I'm gonna just assume Gen Z is 25 to 30, something like that. The younger girls, 25 to 30, 22 to 30, somewhere around there, they really have no respect for men. And they have no respect for authority, and they have no respect for anything. They really do think they rule the world. And the reason why they think this is because they have a bunch of likes on social media. They might got an OnlyFans account. And in Meg's case, where she's an actual celebrity making money, of course she thinks she rule the world. And she probably was in that party, and she got a bag, and she got a fan base, but Kylie got a bigger. And she probably was very jealous, which led to the initial argument. And then here we go. But it's all speculation. I wasn't there. But based on the evidence presented, this is what seemed to be the case. You got to establish it early. If the respect level is high enough, they're not going to do certain things. They're not going to move certain ways. Every girl's going to get mad. Every girl's going to have a day or two or hour or two where they're upset. But it's up to you as a man to be able to control them and be like, and the word control is, I know, a trigger word, but it's up to you as a man to be able to help control her emotions and say, listen, hey, enough already. We reached that point. I get it. You're upset. We reached that point. Let's move on. And if you don't want to move on, that is fine. The door is where it was when you came in, beloved. The door is where it was when you came in. But enough guys are not doing that, which leads to enough girls wilding out, which leads to enough guys dealing with the consequences. And that's just the facts. That's just the facts. It puts us in a bad situation. It puts us in a bad light. I mean, Tory's not one of our leaders, but he is a black man at the end of the day. And once again, if it can happen to him and he has enough money to be able to fight for his freedom, and he still gets booked on all charges, not just like one or two of them, he gets booked on all charges, then imagine what's going to happen to you if something similar happens. And I know y'all thinking, well, that never happened to me because I never put myself in that situation. How you know? You don't know. Or you think, oh, that won't happen to me because I ain't got a lot of money like that. It ain't a money thing at the end of the day. A lot of times what it becomes is, it's an image thing. So if her image, one way or another, can be tarnished, then they'll flip the story. I learned a long time ago, just because she crying don't mean she ain't lying. I'm gonna say that again, beloved. Just because she crying don't mean she ain't lying. I learned that a long time ago. The problem is we handle these women with kitten gloves and then get mad when they scratch you. You hear me? But I mean, lessons got to be learned how they got to be learned. But it's just a matter of, you got to be able to put things in perspective. You got to be able to treat women well, but while also having respect for yourself. And there's a fine line in between the two, but respect is a big deal with it. Respect is a big deal with it. A woman makes a lot of money, she's strong, independent, she don't need a man. A man makes a lot of money, he thinks about how he can take care of his family and his woman. We play in different games. And being that we play in different games, you gotta have different codes. You gotta abide by different rules. And rule number one should be, treat women well while also having respect for yourself. These girls are for everybody, broski. You ain't gotta be bending over backwards to make these women happy. You don't. It's not your job. It's not your job to improve her self-esteem. It's called self-esteem. It's your job to be the best version of yourself can be. And if she's attracted to that, then we riding. And if she's not, then she riding by herself. I mean, I wish I could get the picture. I wish I could get it through y'all heads, but y'all, bro, a lot of y'all, based on what I people that I know personally and what I see, we've been conditioned to think that you need a house, you need a car, you need student loans, you need a good credit score, you need to be married by a certain age, you need to have kids by a certain age, and if you haven't checked those boxes, then you're a failure. And I know people that personally go through life kind of checking these boxes off and thinking that these are accomplishments. Bro, they can be if that's the life you want, but it also don't mean that you have to do that. And the reason why I'm mentioning any of that is to say, like, bro, you don't have to be in a situation where you're fucking idolizing the woman and happy wife, happy life. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. You could be in a situation where happy spouse, happy house. It means both parties are happy. But anyway, I digress. Like the video, subscribe to the kingdom. I know a couple of y'all gonna click off, a couple of y'all gonna unsubscribe. Y'all don't wanna hear this. Y'all wanna hear this masculinity talk. We ain't got time for that. Believe all women at all times, right? I get it, man. No, believe women when they're right. Believe women when the evidence points towards it. You don't just blindly believe people because they say something. I learned a long time ago. I'm gonna reiterate. Just because she cried don't mean she ain't lying. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Been the message brought to you by the good people over here at Spree ENT. It's gonna make sense real soon.